Alright, everyone. So we'll be having a forum now on HerStory in the Making, inspiring talks by women icons by our three amazing and beautiful lecturers, Miss Usha, Miss Shikin, and Miss Eant. And just to let y'all know, the 2024 theme of the Woman Icons is Inspire Inclusion. Now, without further ado, let's start.
Okay. All right. So, welcome everyone to the HerStory in the Making of MAIC Forum. Okay, I'm Usha, the moderator for your forum today, and joining me with me today is Miss Shikin. All right, and Miss Anne. Okay, so quoting what the MC said for today, this year's International Women's Day 2024 theme is all about inspiring inclusion. And we definitely will be diving deep into the stories of women who are making differences in promoting a more inclusive world for all of us. So some of the content that ladies we are going to be getting on for today will be who are our inspired icons. Okay, so we're going to be discussing on that. All right, we're going to highlight some of the women leaders that impact our life, and then going on how we ourselves as women, females, actually inspire our students in MAIC here. All right. So how our stories actually touches these students' heart and so on. And last but not least is there such thing as ideal woman icon? Say for example, is there a concept for it? Okay, or does this concept actually exist or something like that? And then what are the qualities yang how you say make this woman as our icon somehow? So without further delay, let's begin. So yes, going on with you, Miss Shiki.
Okay, so start from the first question that you asked, who is my icon? The woman icon. Okay, so when we say that, firstly, when you say about woman icon that pop up in my mind, is of course my mother. She is the first woman that bring me out to this world where I can see this world and hear who I am. Okay, so who is my mother? Actually, right now, she's just a housewife.
Okay.
But before this, I just share a little bit background about herself. Before this, actually, she's a teacher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's actually a teacher. And then she becomes, after married with my father, and then she becomes fully housewife.
Okay.
But what is the things that really impressed myself, after even she is become a housewife, but she's still thinking to become also a businesswoman at the same time.
Oh, that's
We know that
interesting.
with the three, that time I only have my three sisters, me the second one, and then but at that time she still doing his own business to help also our family, and this is right now what we have become right now.
Okay.
With her patient, she already sacrificed a lot for our family.
Yes.
And then as a
definitely.
woman, we know that even we say that woman is very weak, like very weak in terms of our physically.
Yeah.
We might people might say that, okay, when we say about women, we are weak, we doesn't have a power, but actually no, that is something we must change in our mind.
Yeah, the
Because
stereotyping.
yeah,
Yes.
that's stereotype. Because we can see that one of my example that I can see from my mother is become my example, my role model, whereby she can take care the three children, even though I'm not married
And
yet.
all
but
three are girls.
yeah,
like,
all three are girls. Maybe Miss Anne, she already had two children, also know how to taking care of the children. Okay, so she already raised up all of the children and give very well educated to all her children, and then become who we are today. Okay, with her patient, and then the things that I would like, this is, I didn't tell this story to anyone, but I want to reveal one secret. Okay, that I still remember what actually she did to me.
All right.
Okay, that time during I was in my standard one, that time I was 7 years old, and I'm the person that is not really good in study.
Okay.
But that time I still cannot read the book. But normally this people, the student 7 years old can read, right?
Yeah.
But that time I 7 years old, I cannot read.
Okay.
But what she did to me, even she just a housewife, but what she did, she disciplined me. Every evening before I can go out and play with my friends, she asked me to spend at 30 minutes and then she will teach me to read the books.
Okay.
Because there's the book that specifically for the student that doesn't know how to read. But then she just patiently waiting for me. I think almost 5 months, 6 months like that. She disciplined me. And then at that time, the next year, alhamdulillah, I can know how to read well.
Yes.
So I think there's not too much mothers that are willing. Maybe there's a lot of mothers out there that are willing to do. Maybe there's more sacrification that they are doing to his own her own children.
Correct.
But it's one of the things that made me, okay, how can she be so patient to
Yeah.
teach all her children? And then if she doesn't have that kind of patience, maybe right now I doesn't know who I am today.
True. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think she's the one that really inspired me to be who I am today.
Who you are today. Yeah. That's a very nice, touching story from your side. I mean, despite it's very much personalized experience, kan, but it's how it actually impacts you. How has she been the woman and the icon to you yourself? All right. Miss Anne, your turn. So, who kind of inspire you a lot in a way?
Okay, for now macam Miss Asyikin sebut tadi yang I merupakan seorang ibu.
Yes.
Okay, dan sekarang seorang ibu yang bekerja lah kan, yang berkerjaya. So, sejak I menjadi seorang ibu yang berkerjaya ni, insan yang bagi I inspirasi adalah I punya ibu mentua, mak mentua.
Nice. Okay.
Sebab apa? I rasa dia seorang yang seorang suri rumah yang membuat kerja-kerja kampung, mampu membesarkan 11 orang anak dan semua anak dia alhamdulillah berjaya dan mempunyai kerjaya yang bagus walaupun dia hanyalah seorang suri rumah yang membuat kerja-kerja kampung.
Yes. Okay. Itulah yang we have to break the stereotype. The part that kita kata just a housewife or dia just suri rumah. Actually, there's no such thing. They're doing a lot of things in a way.
And people might see that when just the housewife is not educated.
Mana ada.
Mungkin orang-orang dulu-dulu, diorang peluang untuk sambung pengajian ni terhad. Diorang daripada kampung, tak berkemampuan. Sebab dia selalu cakap, okay, belajar. Kalau dia dapat peluang untuk sambung belajar, dia akan jadi doktor.
Betul.
Maybe they more success than
So dia selalu cakap-cakap macam tu. So memang ada anak dia yang jadi doktor. So I rasa mungkin kata-kata semangat dia tu membuat anak dia pun ambil dia sebagai kalau mak saya ada peluang untuk belajar, dia akan jadi seorang doktor. So saya pun ada peluang belajar untuk sekarang, saya boleh jadi doktor kan. So I rasa walaupun dia hanya bekerja kampung, anak dia nampak contoh tapi anak dia mesti nak jadi yang lebih baik. So walaupun I sebagai menantu, I pun rasa macam wah, I pun nak lebih berjaya lah. Kalau anak-anak dia semua berjaya, I pun nak lebih berjaya jugalah kan.
It kind of give you a separate inspiration kan, but it's very new to know that you actually look up to your mom-in-law. Kan? It's a different perspective pula. Okay, when it's coming back to me personally kan, I was also thinking like, ada banyak females that we come across in the workplace, in our universities, in a social environment and all kan. So I always, from young, I used to look up to my mother, honestly speaking, because memang our mothers shape us in a way that make us stronger. And I being the first child lagi kan, so being the eldest, and then a lot of things I got to learn from my parents. So I always look up to how my mom do things. Tapi there's this one person yang I tak pernah tengok, tapi dia actually my icon juga. So this person is actually my sister. Dia the following sibling lah. So the second one in the family, younger than me. Tapi how she does things is dia memang bold sangat tau. Sometimes the way she actually take decisions, sometimes the way she expresses herself, I rasa macam wow, she makes a better choice, she makes a better decision in her life, so those kind of thing I tak pernah compliment dia, tapi it's like wow, something that I actually was observing tapi secara macam tidak langsung, like it's not really there. So there's this point that I started looking up to her more when she was she started her actual career pathway. She wanted to become a lawyer. So from there on, masa studies pun dia memang struggle sangat because to become a lawyer is not easy kan. And then once she get through that and then to become a court lawyer, dia kena ambil exam semua, dia kena pass the exam. So I've seen her actually striving so hard on that part. So memang it's not an easy thing. Honestly, if I was in her place, I think I would have given up a bit more earlier. Tapi dia memang like keep on going tau. And then when it comes to the part that they start working, okay, it became more challenging. So it's very much understandable in a work industry. How do you say? There's sometimes certain places they are not in. There's no proper equality. You know, certain things like macam how you say, chances are given more to males, you know, compared to females. Even though females macam ada banyak potential, ada banyak capability, dia boleh cakap and so on kan. But sometimes the equality is still lacking there. So this is again coming back to our tema for this year kan, pasal how we inspire inclusiveness. So I have actually I have not known personally about my sister's work environment. I tak pernah pergi tengok. But what I mean is that I've seen her going through the challenges sometimes and how she actually, there are days that they come back, you know, it's a very bad day for her. Sometimes she works early in the morning, you know, masuk balik rumah malam, you know, and she have a lot of work to do. Balik rumah pun kena ada kerja nak buat sometimes. And then the thing is like ongoing in the daily life. So she macam banyak sacrifice her certain of her social lives, you know, certain of her personal time, sampai tak ada masa nak spend time with her family lagi because of how her work life is, you know. But yeah, that's the part that she was actually working hard towards it, you know, despite the challenging environment that she was in, but how she actually wakes up and gains the energy back and shows herself up dekat tempat kerja tu. That is something that I know she was doing, tapi I tak pernah acknowledge her. So I will today go home, I will bagi tahu her that she was actually somehow my icon in a way. Yeah. Even though dia, I mean, sometimes icon ni dia tak payah orang yang kena lebih tua daripada kita.
Ya, betul.
Sometimes
Kita dengan you sebab you
Choose
anggap
someone.
adik you.
Yes.
Adik you.
And I tak pernah pun bagi tahu ni kat dia. Tapi I have seen that part that she's going through a lot of phases.
Okay, boleh share live ni lah dekat adik.
Exclusive this line.
Yes, I will tell her that she's doing a great job and I wish her all the best for more to come in her life after this.
So sebab bagi I sometimes kita sometimes kita dalam urusan kehidupan kita seharian ni sampai kita akan rasa down, rasa lemah, rasa penat, tapi sebenarnya ikon yang kecil-kecil yang dekat-dekat dengan kita tu sebenarnya bagi inspirasi dekat kita. Kadang-kadang macam kita travel everyday, datang kerja rasa macam penat, balik nak urus anak dekat rumah, padahal anak hanya 2 tapi penat. Kita pandang macam mana mak adik Indo boleh jaga anak 11 orang dengan buat kerja pertanian.
Betul.
Pagi-pagi keluar pergi bendang, buat kerja-kerja bendang lah, kita tak tahu apa buat kan. Tapi balik tengah hari uruskan anak, ambil anak sekolah kan. Macam mana dia boleh lalui dengan 11 orang anak dengan tu adalah sumber ekonomi dia lah dengan buat pertanian kan. Dengan nak buat sumber ekonomi dia dengan uruskan rumah tangga dia, macam mana boleh. Kenapa ayah hanya 2 anak, kadang-kadang rasa macam penat. Macam ayah sampai rasa macam hari-hari kita habis kerja tu habis tenaga dah. Habis tenaga.
Understand, yes.
Sampai rumah tak sempat pun nak tengok
Bateri
anak.
dah cukup dah for that.
Kita ambil balik inspirasi, kita pandang balik kenapa orang lain boleh buat, kenapa kita tak boleh buat. Orang lain pun orang lain pun bekerja dengan cara kerja dia, kita pun bekerja dengan cara kita, tapi kenapa kita anggap diri kita yang terseksa.
Betul juga. So sometimes the orang yang terdekat dengan kita yang kita tak perasan, but when we actually really look into it and if they can do it, that is how we tell ourselves, but we don't tell it aloud. But we tell ourselves like, oh, we can also do it. That
Why
kind
they
of
can do
we kind of challenge to that kind of things. So it's very interesting.
Macam Miss Asyikin cakap tadi, dia tengok walaupun dia tengok mak dia uruskan dia waktu dia masih belum kahwin, tapi nanti mungkin bila dia dah berkahwin, ada keluarga, dah berkeluarga, dia ambil macam mana cara mak dia mendidik dia akan apply.
Betul.
Memang dekat dia punya family pula kan.
Betul. So something that is not just we are learning it, but tapi how kita akan macam transfer that energy,
Yeah.
that empowerment to another female, especially kalau ada anak perempuan kan.
Yeah.
So lagi you nak make sure that she's strong
Stronger,
to face the world. You know?
Exactly.
So right.
Itu bila I sedih kan, bila I dapat tahu yang I ada anak perempuan, I takut sangat.
Ya ke?
Your first daughter.
I rasa takut sangat. I takut dunia ni jahat dekat dia, takut dia tak mampu nak hadapi dunia,
Yeah.
nak hadapi orang dekat dekat dunia ni kan.
Yes.
Kita takut sebab bila I membesar, I rasa macam alhamdulillah I membesar dengan baik.
Yes.
Kan, membesar dengan baik, I tak tahu lagi macam mana anak I kan nak hadapi dia.
Yeah.
So I memang sangat risau. So I rasa kita perlu sebagai wanita ni, kita
Yeah.
perlu tunjuk contoh supaya orang lain rasa macam okay, kalau orang lain boleh membesar dengan baik, boleh berjaya dengan baik, mungkin kita pun boleh besarkan anak kita dengan baik,
Yes.
boleh berjaya macam woman. So I rasa
Yeah.
woman perlu jangan diam-diam, mesti tunjukkan diri.
Yes,
kan?
betul. That is something that semalam, surprisingly, I had this very funny conversation dengan my brother. I tanya, because he's also a lawyer kan. So I tanya lah, how is the equality when it comes to male and female and stuff like that kan. Dia kata, until and then we don't stand up for ourselves kan, we are going to be, always like this. So sometimes kita have to be bold whenever we can, Kita kena beranikan diri, whenever we can. We have to make even the changes to paling sikit, the smallest changes, but it's something that we have to take first, the first step. So that's how we actually are moving forward together.
The first step is very important.
Yes,
We can go further.
Instead of like keeping it to ourselves sometimes and hoping that ada orang nak datang tolong, tak. Sometimes kita yang kena sama-sama tolong sendiri kind of thing. Yes, that's how we empower each other juga kan.
And another thing is come back to ourselves. Even we can see there's a lot of people yang berjaya around us, but if we didn't push ourselves
Betul.
ke depan, macam you cakap kan, kita kena speak up, kita kena ada courage. But
Yes.
it come from ourselves.
Yes.
Push ourselves
Yes.
untuk jadi orang yang empower another woman
Another
as well.
woman.
Yeah.
Yes. We kind of inspire and then we don't see how or who they are, but we include semua orang in that sense. Okay? Alright, so it's very interesting that we are actually on the end of the topic. Okay, so going on, now, since we kind of understood who our icons are, alright, and let's get on to the next part. Sekarang, being an educators, all three of us are educators dekat MAIC lagi. So we have our students here who actually watches us and learn a lot of things, especially we never know the female students could be actually admiring, idolizing us, as an icon. But how do you think we ourselves macam impact student? Rasa, have you seen any changes ke? Pernah tak you observe something that is different macam, especially macam Kak Ann, student beauty yang banyak female students, and then from your side, from the IT side, from the language side, what we see. So let's start with Kak Ann dulu.
Okay. So macam dalam bidang beauty kan, kalau kita tengok dekat mana-mana pun kita tengok bidang beauty ni kebanyakan adalah wanita.
Yes.
Wanita yang akan menyertai. Kalau daripada student, okay, kita pengajar. Okay, tak semua student yang kita lahirkan akan boleh jadi pengajar. So kita kena buka dia orang punya mata kan. Okay, kita kena bagi pendedahan dan juga kita macam bukan you kena tahu mana arah tuju you.
Yes,
Okay, apa
yes.
yang you minat. If
Yes.
kalau sekalipun you hanya minat buat servis, okay, bidang beauty ni buat servis, okay, you buat you minat servis, tapi you jangan anggap you forever akan selamanya you akan hanya buat servis je, buat cuci muka, tapi you mesti bagi sesuatu kepada komuniti.
Yes.
Macam sekarang kita banyak kos-kos yang sekarang banyak orang yang kerja-kerja yang berkerjaya pun dia orang minat beauty.
Yes.
Okay, ambil khusus jangka pendek untuk belajar beauty kan. So dia orang bukan hanya buat servis, dia orang pula boleh buat training untuk wanita-wanita yang berminat untuk buat secara part time dalam bidang beauty kan.
Yes.
So bagi I bukan sahaja daripada sikap kita juga, tapi kita juga kena bagi pendedahan kepada pelajar-pelajar kita.
Okay. Yeah.
So dari situ pelajar kita akan buka mata, okay, bukan satu kerja je I boleh buat. Sebenarnya I boleh buat benda lain juga yang boleh bantu ekonomi diri sendiri dan juga
Yes.
membantu ekonomi wanita-wanita lain.
Betul. That's coming back to our team kan. Tahun ni betul juga. So Tapi how do you connect your student that way? Diorang boleh tak diorang like macam understand what the concept you're trying to tell them, show them there? Diorang macam perasan tak?
Diorang bagusnya juga ada sesetengah student yang suka bertanya. Diorang suka bertanya. Okay Miss, kalau I habis ni, sebab daripada awal masuk pun, I selalu pun akan tanya student, apa dia punya perancangan kerjaya diorang. Kan? Sebab masa zaman I dulu belajar, tak ada lecturer I buat macam tu.
Betul.
Okay, tak ada bagi guide apa yang I akan boleh jadi. Cuma bila I habis belajar dalam bidang beauty, actually sebenarnya I ada daripada civil engineering.
Okay.
I daripada civil engineering, I pergi
That is
belajar.
a very challenging thing when it comes to female lagi kan.
Lepas tu I macam 1 year I kerja tapi I rasa macam tak happy apa yang I buat ni kan. Lepas tu I ternampak zaman dulu tak ada internet lah zaman I dulu. Dah 13 tahun, 14 tahun lepas tak ada internet. So apa yang kita tengok hanya daripada newspaper apa semua. I selalu tengok macam mana orang buka spa apa semua. I macam minat, I interest kan macam mana nak belajar ni. Diorang belajar apa yang boleh jadi beauty ni apa semua kan. So I cari benda tu, I nampak lah program beauty ni. Sebab masa zaman tu adalah satu belia satu kemahiran kalau masih ingat lah.
Oh yes. Ada.
Kan, so dia buka program ni untuk siswa yang menganggur. So I baru habis civil engineering, so I try apply, dapat sponsor, I belajar. Kan bila I belajar ni, I ingat bila I habis belajar, I akan jadi macam kalau ada duit, buka bisnes sendiri. Kalau you tak ada duit, you kerja dengan orang sebagai beautician sampai bila-bila. I cuma tahu yang itu saja. Okay. So bila I dah dalam 3-4 tahun dalam industri beauty tu, baru I tahu rupanya sebagai seorang beautician you boleh jadi pengajar pun. Maksudnya ada tempat yang kita perlu pergi belajar untuk jadi pengajar.
Yes.
Okay, sejak tu I rasa kena umur I dah lewat baru I tahu. Lepas tu I rasa macam rugilah I tak rancang kerjaya I dengan tersusun lah. Bagi I rasa macam tu lah. So bila I dapat student, bila I jadi pengajar, dapat student, I selalu akan tanya diorang apa perancangan diorang. I nak bagi pendedahan awal. Kan dari awal-awal apa yang I tak dapat dulu, I nak diorang dapat. So I tanyakan, diorang pun akan bertanya juga, Miss, memang kebanyakan student pun hanya tahu yang diorang akan kerja dengan orang sebagai beautician. So I cakap, bukan, walaupun kita dalam bidang beauty ni, kita adalah sedikit kemahiran Malaysia, you boleh sambung ke peringkat lebih tinggi. Kita ada diploma, kita ada diploma lanjutan pun. Dan lepas habis diploma lanjutan pun, kalau kita ada kredit dalam SPM, kita boleh buat degree dalam MQA dalam bidang beauty juga. So diorang rupanya boleh belajar lebih tinggi. Lepas tu kalau diorang kerja dengan orang, bukan sekadar kerja dalam servis, you pun boleh kerja dalam you bagi training. Lepas tu sekarang ni kalau tengok inisiatif daripada kerajaan kepada wanita pun banyak. Kerajaan bagi peruntukan banyak dalam kepada wanita untuk dalam bidang beauty, untuk belajar beauty, untuk buat secara short course. So kita boleh jadi trainer untuk short course tersebut.
Understood.
So I bagi tahu student I kena pandang itu juga. Bukan you jangan fikir aku ni nanti ada duit I akan buka bisnes sendiri.
That means that don't macam like limit yourself dekat sana saja.
So kalau you nak buka satu center, umur berapa you nak ada duit boleh buka satu center kan? So you pun boleh start dengan home service, home service, mobile spa. You boleh start dengan servis yang macam tu. So jangan harap habis ni I kerja dengan orang saja ke, kalau I tak dapat kerja dengan orang I nak buat apa. You kena fikir yang tu juga. Kan?
Interesting. Miss Anne, pasal how you actually started from your journey or how you got into it and how you discover your career path. Macam mana you actually kind of spread that knowledge to your student, because you're right, student from the program of yours ni memang very young. Dia macam masih still getting to know a lot of things.
Sebab kita punya program you boleh masuk seawal 16 tahun.
So which is a good thing kan. Diorang like,
Kena guide dia orang.
yes, honestly because kalau you ask me going back to my 16 years old, I pun tak pasti nak buat apa dalam hidup
Kan,
lagi.
tak tahu lagi arah tuju kan.
Ah.
Which one?
Apa yang I tahu, kena habiskan SPM saja.
Kan, betul.
Fokus on SPM saja. Lepas tu kita fikirlah what's coming up. So it's good thing that you are giving your student this, this pathway, this exposure, so they come in the, I mean, not everything kan kita boleh dapatkan dari internet. Honestly speaking, there are a lot of things that we can actually learn from the people around us. So it's a good thing that students are actually learning a lot from your side here, and you are empowering your female students in a way.
That's secara lagi kan, I cakap sometimes macam apa cakap diri sendiri pula kan. Okay, masa I membesar, I pun tak tahu yang I minat apa. Betul I memang tak tahu I minat apa. I pergi belajar pun, I pergi sambung belajar dan parent yang suruh. Parent yang suruh. Kita orang mungkin dulu akan ikut je apa yang parent suruh kan. Tapi I rasa parent zaman sekarang pun sangat open minded dan remaja zaman sekarang pun berani menyuarakan apa yang mereka suka. Betul kan? Sometimes kan mana kalau I sebagai parents lah kan fikir mana zaman dulu mana ada parents yang benarkan anak dia jadi beautician.
I mean, if I would have done, you know what's me becoming back then, I nak jadi a stewardess tau. Honestly speaking, yes. But it was not an open discussion to go on because like, how are you going to go on with your career and then how are you going to settle down and all that. So yes, honestly speaking, beauty was, I don't think it's an option back then.
Takkan ada. Mana ada cita-cita orang nak jadi beautician, takkan ada kan. Tapi bila I ikut apa yang parents I buat lah, apa yang parents suka kan, apa yang parents nak I buat. Tapi bila I tersedar apa yang I suka, I pergi buat apa
Which
yang
is what your passion kan.
So I tengok remaja zaman sekarang berani bersuara dekat parents diorang dan parents sekarang pun support. Okay, open minded. Dia support. I cakap, okay, you dari awal you dah tahu apa you nak, you fokus. Okay. I cakap, I masuk dalam beauty industry ni, umur I dah lambat. I rasa macam rugi. Rugi I cuba bidang ni, I cuba bidang tu, I cuba. Last sekali I tahu punya I nak benda ni. Dan kalau orang nak pandang bidang beauty ni setakat kerja yang biasa-biasa, tapi you kena pandang sebenarnya beauty ni bukan sekadar biasa-biasa. Sekarang ni kalau you tengok kalau secara part time you tengok banyak engineer, banyak accountant, banyak banyak profesional kan yang berhenti kerja diorang yang mungkin tak dapat menghadapi situasi kerja diorang. Diorang jadi sebagai terapis kan. So banyak nurse-nurse yang berhenti kerja jadi apa tu? Terapis yang urutan kan. Pergi buat servis rumah ke rumah. Benda tu you kena pandang benda tu beauty sekarang ni pun semua orang education punya orang, educated punya orang.
It's not an advanced career.
Ambil ini sebagai salah satu skill mereka.
Betul juga. It's very interesting to see it in that perspective kan. Alright, so what about you, Ms. Shiki? How do you think you inspire your student as a female icon?
Okay, actually for me, just now Miss Eant is a beauty lecturer, but then I myself IT lecturer. What's IT? How can I give something to my student that also beneficial? As you know, at first time I was thinking, okay, I was a lecturer. So apa yang I nak sumbangkan for my student? Is it I just teaching, I mengajar juga, I masuk kelas and then I just teach all my student and then that's it. Okay. So at first, I ada mindset macam tu lah. But then when I already become a teacher, lecturer, and then I realised, actually that is not only my job scope as a lecturer. Okay. But we can go beyond that actually. Like what Miss Anne already explained, inspired her student dengan dia punya cerita, dengan dia punya story. So same goes to me. What I did actually, in my class, I'm not only teaching the subject based on the syllabus. Okay. What I did is I'm also trying to, sometimes in class, we are trying to, like we tell our student, at first thing, I akan tanya, okay, what is your, apa cita-cita, what is the purpose you are taking the subject? I tak nak dia masuk kelas, okay, I mengajar, but then actually they doesn't have any interest apa yang I ajar. So I must know, what is the purpose you guys are joining my class? Kenapa you ambil this program? Diploma in IT. So I must know what actually. And then adalah yang cakap because of my parent, ada yang memang minat coding. Okay, that is good. So starting from that, really I already know what is the purpose actually dia study. Okay, the purpose, okay, because of parent, because of herself, minat, passion. Okay, so that is my peranan, my role as a lecturer. Macam mana I nak input sebab I tahu my student, okay, mungkin dia tak minat pun nak belajar. So obviously when they come into my class, dia mungkin takkan fokus. So dia takkan success. Because my aim, I want every of my student to success. No one right?
Not just
lecturer.
no one gets left behind.
Tak ada yang tertinggal. I nak semua sama. Tak kisahlah you tak pandai ke, you pandai ke. But then I have mindset. Okay, I nak make sure all my students are excel in what they are doing. So it's starting from me, how I want to initiate them, motivate them, booster their energy. So we put some we implement something yang menarik untuk nak attract diorang untuk belajar. That is how I think the way yang macam mana, lagi-lagi bila kita kata pasal IT. Okay, when we say about IT, okay, I know right now people ataupun like now teenagers, they are minat social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram and everything. Okay, diorang memang minat jadi Miss, but I jadi influencer je Miss daripada macam IT. I boleh dapat banyak duit daripada. So that's macam mana I pula nak masukkan. Actually boleh, you still kena ada education. Bila dengan you belajar, when you have a certificate ataupun diploma certificate, your value will be more than the influencer yang tak ada education.
Especially your prior knowledge too kan. It's
so diorang macam dapat, oh ya ke Miss? Ya betul, nanti orang akan nampak lagi pandang, you punya value lagi tinggi. The content that you will be created, orang akan nilai lagi valuable. So that is okay, then I open their mindset. Macam mana diorang nak jadi orang yang lagi bermanfaat. And also that I just explain anything I experience, I share with them as well.
Dalam bidang IT pun dia macam skill juga kan. So maksudnya student you bukan hanya pandai dalam you punya skill, tapi you ada pengetahuan teori. Setengah orang ataupun setengah content creator mungkin dia ada skill. Dia ada skill tapi dia tak ada pengetahuan teori tu. So dia kena belajar.
So the balance.
And I also like how you were sharing your part, not just you inspired as a female icon, tapi macam mana you actually see your student, tak kira their background, who they are, what they are, or what are their capabilities, but you want to make sure that, okay, this is your level, now how can I up your level this way? Now this is your level, how can I keep going up this way? So macam, you know, that is what we call inspire inclusiveness, you know, in a way macam we don't see separately, we don't see them unequal. We are actually trying to make sure that everybody gets an equal treatment, but you get a different type of direction, you get a different type of direction, but we will still function together in a way. That's how it goes. Then I actually have a very funny moment as an educator. Okay, but it's not here, it's from my previous old places. Okay, there's this one time I was having a class with, I think, a diploma degree student. It's a female. So I was because that class was mostly female student compared to laki. So I was asking them, okay, so after you finish your study, because our topic was going on that way, so what are your plans? You know, what are you looking into? Are you going to start a business? Are you going to work in a corporate world, or how you're going to go on? So there's this particularly one female student yang bagi tahu told me that in the class, Miss, I think once I done with my studies kan, I think I not just pack up and then get married, find a rich guy, okay, get married, settle down. I think life is good with all the money I'm going to get. So I was like, then, but don't you think you're macam wasting your time, you're studying then, you know, you don't have to study. Say tak, I kena ada knowledge juga. So you see the intelligence dia bagi tahu, dia nak knowledge, dia nak ada education. So I say, okay, smart of you to think that you have this and you want this, but how certain are you that you're going to get what you want? Do you think money is going to give you all those things? Is it going to empower you in certain ways? You have to make use of your education. You have to make use of a skill. Finding a rich guy, okay, go ahead. It's up to you. That's your preference. Tapi there's something that you got to do for yourself. There's something that you got to inspire people around you, you know. So I rasa macam like, okay, so I had after that a slow talk with her, a separate talk with her, bagi tahu dia, you know, you are actually spending a lot of your time studying here, coping semesters, trying to get through the exams and all. Tapi nak bagi dia pergi macam bazirkan je kan. So how are you going to make use of it? How are you going to contribute it back to the society? Doesn't have to be to the whole world, but to at least, to a small society that you're living in, kan? So dia macam, oh yeah, okay, so fine, I will do this also, and I will try to do this also. I say go ahead, even you want to start up a small business, you want to work in a small corporate world, just go. Just don't let what you have gained go to waste. That's very important. So sometimes as students, it's just that you just have to open up their mindset.
Exactly.
You have to wake them up, let them know. It's because we were students once. We were also stranded, like how you changed your career path, right? And then how you were also having contemplation. And honestly, I was in education for some time. At one point, I macam, I think I tak boleh lah dalam education sector. I actually exited out of education sector. I was in a corporate world for some time. And then I rasa macam, tak ada. It's like here is where macam, I feel like I'm much more passionate. So I came back. So all of us have our inspiration, our moments, kan? So students are also somehow going through in that phases. So sometimes as an educator, kan, I rasa kita kena just let them know, that this is okay, this is going to be okay. And then you have to keep going, stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, tapi bagi I, kalau student berfikiran macam tu, yang dia sama pelajaran yang peringkat yang tertinggi, tapi dia ada rasa, nanti one day dia akan jadi, dia nak uruskan rumah tangga dia sendiri.
Boleh je.
Tapi bagi I, walaupun dia pelajaran tinggi, dia nak jadi semua, tak apa, sebab dia boleh jadi seorang ibu yang ada pengetahuan.
Yes, that's also another. But I was just trying to play around and see apa yang jawapan dia ada. So bila dia dah stuck, so I kata tak apa, you gunakan your pengetahuan this way. But you never know, maybe when she come to that time, kan dia akan realize that in a way.
Dia akan dia punya, kalau dia ada anak-anak, dia mendidik anak dia daripada rumah, itu lebih baik kan. Macam bagus juga. Anak dia keluar dengan ada pengetahuan. Sebab dia ada ibu yang berpengetahuan, ibu yang ada ilmu kan.
So she can do double, triple for her child. Betul juga, Okay, so it's very interesting that we actually share our experience on education part, how kita macam mainkan peranan kita, how macam kita inspire, become the icon ourselves untuk student kita, kan?
Sekarang pun kalau kita tengok balik kepada suri rumah sekarang ni, I tengok kebanyakan suri rumah sekarang pun dia tak duduk saja, dia buat sebab kita ada handphone, kita ada internet, kita boleh buat kerja. Kami jaga anak-anak, tapi kita boleh menjana ekonomi kepada rumah tangga kita sendiri.
I know a lot of especially housewife yang buat small business. Kalau tak pun, I honestly kan diorang tak buat apa pun, in a way they are doing a lot for their family already. There's things that just go unnoticed. But, in a way that how you were sharing about your mother-in-law's back to her story, kan, how she actually had to manage 11 children. It's never an easy journey. It might seem that tak ada anak sulung boleh jaga yang anak yang lain-lain, kan. No, it doesn't work that way. Everybody needs the mother in every phases somehow.
Tapi kalau you nak cakap anak sulung nak jaga anak-anak yang lain pun, you perlu ajar anak tu. Sebab kalau you tak ajar, you tak guide anak tu macam mana untuk take care adik dia, untuk rasa tanggungjawab dia sebagai seorang anak, dia tak boleh buat.
Betul. I agree. Me being an older child at home, I rasa macam, kalau parents tak bagi tahu macam mana nak buat. Of course, it's difficult for me to tell what I have to tell the siblings, kan. Betul juga. So it takes the thing from the mother especially. Alright. So not going to keep you going on. We have come towards our very, very final part. But this is something interesting. Let's just throw you this question on. Now, coming back, we are talking about icons and how we are icons and all. Rasa-rasanya kan, apa yang menjadikan wanita, the females, as an icon out there? And then relating back to our theme, talking about inspire inclusion kan. So is there such concept ke? Ada konsep ke? Dia ada wanita icon kena macam ni je ke? Tak boleh macam ni je ke? Or something like that. So what do you think about it? Is there any certain qualities or something that
kalau I tengok sekarang, banyak yang wanita yang berkerjaya sekarang, diorang dah tak follow dia punya pathway kerjaya dia yang pathway diorang sekarang, tapi diorang pilih banyak membuat bisnes. So diorang buat bisnes, diorang selalu bagi, I think diorang bagi educate lah kepada orang-orang luar yang okay, kalau you dah tak tahan dalam you punya tak boleh menghadapi dalam kerjaya you jangan give up. Okay,
Yes.
you mungkin tak dapat sumber ekonomi daripada kerjaya yang you kerjaya sekarang, tapi you boleh pergi ke tempat lain. Boleh tempat lain. Jangan rasa macam you jangan rasa macam terseksa kena buat kerja sebab I perlukan duit ni, kerja dengan keadaan yang tak happy kan. So I rasa macam content creator yang bagi education, macam educatekan kita semua dengan benda macam tu, I rasa dia menenangkan hati. Kan?
Yes.
Dia menenangkan hati orang lain. Okay, mungkin mungkin cara yang ini I tak boleh buat, mungkin I ada cara lain. You buat bagi I wanita tersebut, bagi inspirasi kat wanita lain yang you jangan give up, you jangan
Betul. Yes, we actually have to like support one another. Sometimes kan kita cakap pasal females icons and so on. We're talking about women's we need the support and all that. Sometimes the support comes not just within us but also from another female especially. Like for example, like if I'm having a bad day and you just watch me and walk away, tapi what will give me the impact more is when you come and sit beside me and tell me, hey, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. You know, yang tu yang lagi menguatkan diri.
Really support.
Yes. You know how we actually hold each other's hand, empower each other, no matter who we are.
Exactly.
And so you kind of making a point in that way. Betul juga.
walaupun hanya sometimes daripada sikap seseorang pun bagi inspirasi dekat wanita lain. Betul tak? Kadang-kadang kita oh okay, macam you cakap tadi, you rasa tak baik, tiba-tiba ada orang datang dekat you cakap baik, tapi rasa macam oh sikap
especially
dia
another
baik.
female.
Kan? You rasa wah sikap dia baik buat macam tu dekat I rasa rasa tenang. Kan? Rasa
Betul. Instead of like sometimes sometimes that I came across this article kan, dia kata the female's biggest enemy is another female, which is sad sometimes, you know, because we kind of like kita actually envy each other, tapi the enmity become negative pula. Suddenly kita macam jealous dekat dia orang, kenapa dia orang macam ni, kenapa dia orang macam tu. You know, that's the thing. We are not empowering each other. We ourselves like looking at each other as competition.
kita tak sama-sama
Right. So that is something that's something yang kita kena like include ourselves. Okay, no matter you could be better than me or I could be worse than you, that's okay. But how we help each other, how we bring up ourselves together, you know, especially for this month of Women's Day, kan? Empowering one another is very important, the support system. Okay? So it's a good point that you brought that up, very interesting. Ushikin, what is your thoughts on this?
Okay, so actually for me, I just have 2 points. It can maybe conclude quick. What is actually it's not behavior. Well, actually, as a human icon, kita kena ada these 2 concepts lah.
Okay, yes.
Okay. The first one, because I learned this one from my own icon lah. Okay. Which is my mother kan. Apa yang I nampak is the first one is how our relation with our God and relation with the human.
Okay.
Human around us.
Yes.
That is the 2 main concept I rasa it's very important for us to implement lagi-lagi kita as a woman.
Yes,
Kita nak empower other women.
Yes.
The first one what I said about God. The relationship doesn't matter lah, even you are any kind of religious business, you have your own God.
Yes.
Okay, macam mana you punya relation dengan you punya God?
Yes.
Macam mana you praise to your God and then everything you nak, everything that excel, the woman icon macam tu menjadi that kind of success because of God.
Yes.
Okay, if you have that belief lah.
The spiritual
okay?
part.
The spiritual part that way. Okay. If you say that okay, I'm good, I can become an icon in spite of anyone because of myself. Okay, that is something yang you kena tengok balik. Actually, it's not us because there's something yang God yang bagi you jadi who you are right now. So from that things sebenarnya barulah okay, you dah realise benda tu. When you realise that thing that God give you, that empowerment that apa God bagi you, something yang valuable inside yourself, actually is come from the God. And then after that you barulah macam mana relation you dengan human sekeliling, baru boleh you nampak macam mana you boleh behave dengan orang sekeliling you, boleh menjadi inspirasi kepada orang lain. So that is how I rasa I boleh concludekan lah that kind of thing.
Macam lah setengah orang cakap dia hidup macam ni, dia ada ni
diri
Tuhan bagi dia macam ni, so dia lalui hidup dia macam ni je. Tapi kalau dia nak ubah hidup dia, sebenarnya boleh. I rasa kalau kita berusaha, kita akan boleh
capai lah.
kan?
Yes,
Betul.
betul.
Kalau kita rasa kita terlalu hebat sampai kita tak dapat memberi manfaat kepada orang lain pun, kita nothing juga
Yes.
kan. Kita kan stuck dekat satu peringkat tu sahaja
Exactly.
kan.
Yes, betul.
Dan yang kedua tadi ni
Dia kata
Relationship
dengan manusia
Ya,
sebab bila
sekeliling
dia
kita.
okay, betul. Bila kita ada relationship yang bagus dengan kita punya apa tadi yang kita
Tuhan kita, kita boleh
kita-
implement macam mana
around
dengan
us.
orang sekeliling kita. Itulah yang I nampak lah macam mana
Okay.
kita relate.
To me, I also because it's a bit subjective
Yeah,
how we
yeah,
see it,
actually.
kan. But to me also I have two things. First thing is that how we understand a female being the icon is, first thing is they break the stereotype. You know, the mindset that the part that you're saying that sometimes this kind of thing females can't do, or maybe they're not good enough to do, you know, or maybe they're lacking of skill. So kita kena break that kind of stereotype, you know, like what you're good at, you go and show it out. That's the most important thing. Salah ke, betul ke, that's a later thing. But how we stand up for ourselves, how we show our capability, our potential, how we can maximize it. That's the most important thing. So breaking the stereotype, you know, between the females in the world of, you know, both men and women, kan? That's how we are actually macam breaking the barrier tau. That's how we have to pop out ourselves every time. So first thing is how kita always stand up for ourselves. Second thing is the most important thing is that being authentic. Authentic ni macam be who you are. That's the most important thing. Kita tak payah nak fake and become somebody else, you know, pretend to be somebody else, but who we exactly are, what our values, what our belief system, like you said, believing in God, believing in the people around us. So what our belief system, you know, who we exactly are and all, that is what we have to show off also. That is how kita boleh empower orang yang sekeliling dengan kita.
kita kena confident lah dengan
Yes. Because if we don't, we are not authentic enough, kan? Kita tak berani nak pergi influence orang lain. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. It's not going to be true. They're fake je actually. So the moment we are who we are, we have a standardized our own personal belief system in a way. That way kita boleh inspire more other women without seeing who their background or where they come from. We can include more people. We can empower a lot more people around us. Even though the smallest group, the closest people, but that wave tu macam ombak kan, it will keep spreading on to other people. It starts like from now in our college environment, it starts from our students. One day, we never know, 10 years, 15 years later, our students boleh bring this up, you know, based on what we are impacting on their life.
tapi kita kat MIC ni kalau kita tengok balik kita banyak woman kan.
Yes, actually,
All
but
the
it all goes
lecturers.
back to our potential, you know.
Daripada kita punya atasan
Yes.
sampai kita punya lecturer dan
Yes.
akademik punya sistem
Kebanyakan.
kebanyakan perempuan. It's MAIC ni power lah kan. Power lah.
Yes. So which is interesting. We are surrounded in a most female environment, and we all have our own uniqueness, our own talent. You know, that's something good that you brought up actually. Yeah. Okay.
So kita sebagai wanita yang ada kat MIC ni rasa berbangga.
Something that we should bring it back, you know, and tell each other, remind each other lepas ni, like, hey, you're doing a good job. Let's keep going, you know. So yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot more other qualities, honestly speaking, when it comes to female icon. Different people are going to say a lot more things. So there's no specific icons qualities actually. Everybody, okay, beauty comes in all forms, agree or not. Okay, whether different women, they kind of have, resonate with different people. So the key is we celebrate diverse. That means apa yang berbeza tu, kita celebrate yang tu. And then no matter what background ke, experience ke, or approaches, as long as there's inclusion, kita include semua orang. Tak kira apa-apa. Alright, so this sends a very, very powerful message that there's no size fits all part to becoming an inspiration. That's all from us. Thank you, Miss Chicken. Thank you, Miss Anne.
Miss
Thank
Usha,
you
Miss Anne.
for watching our forum. Hope you had a great time. So, yeah. Happy International Women's Day.
Women's Day.